pretty ghetto stream at the moment. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to set everything up, so if everything isn't quite working as planned, please do excuse me. So I'm just gonna grab the chat up quickly. So yeah, I'm basically announcing today what we're doing with the tournament. So we're obviously doing it slightly differently than what we were previously. So essentially, it's the same sort of format, but instead of having the bots downloadable, we're going to be releasing a test tool to allow you to test your bots. Hopefully, that should enable you to have some nice little competition there and be able to find some nice little cheese strategies. Like I said, this is very, very ghetto at the moment. Like, I had this all set up yesterday and it was working perfectly. And then, yeah, everything fell over. So you'll have to excuse me. So anyway, so as you can probably see on screen, we have the nice little test tool up here, which I've just been developing. So I'll show you how this works briefly. So you select a map. You've got a bunch of maps there. Okay, so you can select a bot that you want to play with. This is currently the new bot that I'm working on, and then you can have any of these bots here. Let me see if I can grab that. But yeah, it's essentially you can select any bot that's currently active on the ladder. You need to use your username and password from the se2ai.net site. So the reason for this being is that people can see who is testing against their bot. So essentially the problem is that we won't be able to give people access to which bots are testing against which bots. So you won't specifically know that immediately. But what you would know is, like, if a certain username is testing against your bot, you could probably work that out. The reason being that people can obviously name their bots whatever the hell they like. Like, you know, Rav could come in and name his Micro Machine update something like "haha, you're dead," which is pretty accurate, but you know. So anyway, let's run this. So this is another bot that I'm working on. I will show you the code for that pretty soon. And hopefully, like I said, this is very ghetto at the moment. Not finding the config. Okay, sorry. I'm not actually showing you the window here. Window capture. Give me 1 second. So yeah, that's the output at the moment. So it's obviously struggling to find the JSON file, which is weird. Wait 1 moment. I might need to fix this quickly. I'll put this. Sorry. Turn that off for the moment so you can see essentially what I'm doing. All this software will be released open source pretty soon. I'm just going to stop this. And I think because I was having a problem with this slightly before I started up the stream. I thought I'd solved it. Obviously, I haven't. Yeah. It's not getting any config string, is it? So it looks like that's the problem. Okay, I might just get it So just echo out the config string. So the weird problem with this is because I've got the GUI in the background, it's not directly converting to that, so I have to actually copy it across, which is terrible, but again, that's something that is entirely ghetto because I was just doing it before I came on the stream. So, but yeah, so I also plan to make some changes to the next season as well. So I'm looking at possible formats such as running rounds, and then having like each bot can only be updated like between rounds rather than having constant updates, which might be fun, and I think it will encourage people to just kind of like update more often and have more of a sense of feedback of exactly how they're doing, because you know you get a constant you've played against everyone and this is how you've done that round, rather than just like playing constantly. You might play against the same bot like 10 times and not play against one bot again. So yeah, I'm looking at some changes for that, which might be fun. So yeah, anyway, where was I? So yeah, I just need to copy across the test again. This is what happens when you do things live, guys. Things go wrong all the time. Anyway, let's... so yeah, I think you can put that up. Okay. I don't know what's happening there, but it doesn't look like that's being captured. Okay, cool. I'm going to put the console thing up again so everyone can see when it fails. So let's test Gombies, and again, Roach Rush, because I like testing against Roach Rush because it's actually a really nice bot to test against. So again, I have to use username and password here. Let's have a look. I think I see the problem. So there's a backward slash there, but why is there a backward slash there unless it's in the actual file? Which doesn't make a lot of sense, because I thought I'd fixed that problem. Anyway, give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm flitting about everything. You probably can't see it on stream, but yeah. And there's where I've got to go through a million directories and figure out exactly where everything's going. But it's fun. Okay, that's the one. Right. Anyway, see if I can run this again. Okay, I have to restart it. That's a bug I'm probably going to fix for when it's released anyway. So yeah, third time lucky. Like I said, hopefully this time it will run okay. And I don't like this with OBS. Every time you close down a program and restart it, it doesn't actually pick up the console properly. That's not the one we should be using. Okay, so remote bots, again, go with Roach Rush. And hopefully this time, looks like it's running. And now this will go and grab the bot from the se2ai.net server, and hopefully it will play. If I can get the Starcraft 2 window up. So hopefully, let me just check. It's taking a while to start up, which is fine. And it only has one Starcraft window, which is not fine. Okay, it's not downloading the bot. Okay, give me 1 sec. So why did the bot download fail? So don't worry, it's not downloading the bot to the local server, it's downloading it to, why is that there? So essentially, what it is we've got servers running in the cloud that we're going to run this, and they're going to download the bots from the se2ai.net server and run them on the cloud. So essentially, you'll be connecting to a cloud service that will run the bot from that location that should be secure. So that means that essentially the bots don't get distributed themselves, they'll just be running from a cloud server, and you'll be able to test against that cloud server there. There may be some capacity issues there, but we're going to work that out as we go along, to be honest. So anyway, let's try and figure this out. Right, so I'm actually going to use the local download instead of the remote one. And then let's see how that goes. Okay, so this is running the server now. This is actually running on the local Windows subsystem for Linux. But obviously, once it goes live, it will be running in the cloud, and we'll be running everything from there. But I've got a few of the bots stored locally here, so it's not as many that are on the server. So let's just try that again. Right. Remote bots, go Roach Rush again, play it against Gumbies, and let's see how that works. Okay, so those have both started. Hopefully, the server's crashed. Oh, okay. So that wasn't supposed to happen. It crashed generating the MD5 file, which is weird. Okay, let's have a look. And hopefully this time it'll work. Anyway, right, so that's started. I will start this as well. Okay, so local bot is going to be Gumbies. Try it again against Roach Rush. And see if we get a crash again on the server. Hopefully we won't this time. Actually, hopefully we do, because I hate those intermittent areas. Okay. So I'm just going to turn off that window. Turn off that window so you can see bad allocation. Could not resolve host 127.0.0. Oh shit. Okay. Did I just make a fuck up typing in the name here? That's entirely possible. Yes, I did. Okay. Right. Hopefully this will now load. Right. Okay. I'm going to close down the other Starcraft windows. Yeah, at the moment this just freezes as soon as it's trying to run a bot. I'll fix that later. That's not massively important though. So yeah, let's run this again. Remote bot again, Roach Rush, and let's watch that. See if this works. Check that it's not going to crash the server. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's getting the right bot. Okay, that's weird. I swear this was working before I came on stream. Let's have a look. So why isn't it getting the right? So it looks like it's getting the actual bot fine. So that's happening, and then it's trying. I think it's trying to get the data for the bot and failing there. Right. Okay, let's try a different bot, maybe. Let's try remote bot. I want to try a... Yeah, let's go micro machine, possibly. Actually, let's go one I know works. Actually, micro machines does work, so let's launch that. Let's see if the server picks that up this time. Okay. No, doesn't look like that's working. Yeah, it's getting this unable to download bot error. Okay. Let's have a look in here, see if we can figure that out. Right. So anyway, I'm not sure what's gone wrong, but it definitely has gone wrong. So wait a minute, I need to check the files are actually there. That's probably a good test. And actually, I'm just going to check some they're getting is not the different one. DED2 or 040. Yeah, that's weird. This is not able to download that for some reason. Wait, I think I know why. Uh, shouldn't be moving that one around. Why is OBS so stupid when I'm trying to move stuff around? Okay, I'll show you that one. Because I think I know what the problem is. Okay, let me try that again. So And so remote bot, I'm going to go with Roach Rush again because I like testing against that. Local bot is Goombies. And I'm just going to test to see if this actually works. Okay, let's go in here. Error, no user verified for requesting matches. Wrong password, maybe? Okay. Let's try that again. Right, okay, so local bot, Gumby's remote bot, Rush, right, and so that looks like that's starting up now. So servers returned a success this time. And it looks like servers starting up. And yay, we have Starcraft starting up. So it's playing Roach Rush against my new improved bot. Well, not that improved. Okay. And okay, it looks like the remote has crashed. So turn the console capture off. You can probably just about see it if I move my head. But yeah, it's it looks like the connection was closed for the remote bot, so that crashed it. Huh. Okay, I'm not sure why. But looks like, yeah. Okay. I might try a different bot. Cannot. I'm just wondering why the connection was closed. I'm not sure if it was closed from here, which doesn't seem to be the case. I obviously sent the start game request. But it doesn't look like so. So it's a client socket timeout. Let me have a look. I could just increase the timeouts on there. So how much have I got for the connection timeout? So it's a 30-second timeout on there. If I increase that to a minute, Actually, that's quite low. Let's increase it to 2 minutes. And yeah, sorry, you can't see anything because I've got the massive other thing in the way. But yeah, I just increased the timeout from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Hopefully that would be enough. Okay, so okay, so let's try this one more time. So it's starting up the Starcraft clients, and hopefully, oh, I didn't close the windows from last time, but it should just detect it anyway. Actually, I might just close that down. So we'll restart that. Right. Okay. So, let me have a look. Okay, so local bot. I don't like the way OBS does this. I have to reset the window every time. The remote bot will be so let's launch that, see if that works. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the server as well. Okay, so it's starting this time. Hopefully the timeout should not occur, in theory. So as you can see at the moment, it's running quite slowly. I think this because it's in debug mode. But hopefully that should be faster when it's actually running on the remote server. So as you can see, let's have a look at average. It's probably not the best to use this strategy against, but I've got to go back to the old school, right? Let's see how things pan out. And oh, there's some fun happening. Yeah, looks like this could be fun. But as you can see, it's running pretty slowly. But it will allow you to test pretty much against any bot you like on the ladder. So it's a replacement. So I'm thinking of removing the downloadable bots and replacing it with just having this to test against. Obviously, I want to retain the ability for people to make their bots open and available if they want to. But I won't be like enforcing it for tournaments or anything like that now. So there'll be no enforcement of downloadable bots. It will just be this test tool, and yeah, essentially you are forced to have your bot available on this test tool, and it should be it should allow people to test against your bot without having any distribution of source. So like it's fine with C++ bots because you can't really decompile them in any useful way. But if it's a case of like Python bots, then obviously distributing the executable also means distributing the source in a lot of cases. Anyway, I'll see my bot just get completely destroyed now. But the fun part about this is if you just want to test the early game and just kind of go, actually, like I don't care about like late game or whatever. I just want to test the early part of my bot against Micro Machine or whatever. You can just go and test against that particular bot and just go and test the first 5 minutes, and then you can go back and kind of like change your bot and try it again essentially. So hopefully that should be available this weekend. And so let me know. Obviously, like we'll be quite limited on slots to start with. Hopefully, it all depends if we get a lot more money coming in through Patreon. So then we can start up a lot more servers and have a lot more capacity for that. But yeah, we're going to start off with 2 initial servers, one in the US, one in Europe, and we'll see how that goes. There'll be 10 slots on each, so a total of 20 people can test at one time. Given that we have probably about 40 bots on the ladder at the moment, I think that it should be enough, but we're waiting to see. So anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in the test tool that is not there at the moment.
And his teammates are doing an amazing.
Oh, sorry, something else. And yeah, so hopefully yeah, like I say, hopefully that should be available this weekend. I'm going to go into more details about the tournament, but I'll probably put out a post on the wiki about that. Essentially, the format is going to be exactly the same as last year. The prize pool, we've been trying to get some sponsored prizes. We've been kind of failing a bit at that. So we're going to have a $500 prize pool, and it's going to be the first player is actually I can't read the chat messages because for some reason. Oh wait, give me a second. Sorry, I was completely not reading chat messages and that came up. How's everyone doing? Sorry, I entirely missed the chat because I was connected via IRC and it wasn't actually relaying any of the chat messages to me. So I do apologise for that. So give me 1 second. But yes, if you type anything now, it should work. So the debug display would work. So the problem you have at the moment is that you have to put your bots into a specific directory. So you can always set up so you can just output to that directory. whenever you recompile your bot or do something like that. So that's how it works at the moment. And like I said, we are going to be a bit limited. So I run some capacity tests on on the servers that we're running on the Google Cloud. So we've got one on Google and one on Amazon because Amazon Load have one free. But if anyone fancies signing up for the Amazon free account and setting up a server on there, then that's fine as well. We can have extra capacity there. But obviously we need to limit that so people don't uh, people don't rinse it and end up charging people lots of money. Um, Again, I'm going to be releasing the source code for all the server that we're testing on and the client on GitHub. I do need to clean it up slightly because it's quite messy at the moment, and things are sort of like basically it looks like someone puked up on a C++ file and ended up somehow compiling into something useful. But it works, and I need to make sure that it doesn't just confuse people. So the actual tool that we're using will be released this weekend, and that should give people enough time to test all their bots for the last 2 weeks of the season, which has been traditional. And the test tool will be available all through up until the end of the tournament itself, and probably all through till next season. Again, the format of next season is going to change. I think I've said this already. I wanted to run more of a round system, so what plays against everyone, and then maybe do kind of like just updates at the end of every season. So MO6U3, it's not too late to submit a bot even for this season. For next season, you're probably early, but best get in there early and start early. It's definitely not too late. You have until tomorrow evening, I believe. Let me just check. I mean, obviously, if you want to write an entire bot for this season, then it's probably you're probably pushing it a bit too fine. But let's see. So Raf, so we did manage to secure sponsored prizes. We have had a reasonable donation, which we're going to put towards the prize pool. So I'll reveal more details of that. But essentially, the prize pool is again $500, split between 250 for first, 150 for second, and 100 for third. So there was talk of getting some Amazon prizes, but Amazon are being very, very annoying, and trying to get sponsorship is like prizing like teeth out of very toothless people. I don't know what I was going with that analogy, but you can probably guess. So yeah, so it's pretty much the same as last season. Yeah, so essentially the way to get more servers is to go on our Patreon page. I will put the link of that in chat. Give me a second. So that's our Patreon page. If you want to support us, we're very, very grateful. And the more donations we get, the more servers we'll have up, and the more you'll be able to test your bots. And also, the human server is still running. It's currently only running on one server, so it's been quite flaky. I do apologize for that. It's going to get a bit more love very, very soon. But obviously, I wanted the priority to be getting the test tool out and running. And obviously, as you've seen from tonight, I've got some more work to do. I definitely plan to have it out over the weekend, as I said. So you have your time. Concerning remote play, is there a time limit between frames? So there is a timeout of about well, I did reset it on stream to 2 minutes. So the reason for that being, like, if you do stop your bot halfway through and want to kind of like just analyze a certain stuff, I don't want the connection being left there for like minutes on end. But there is certainly time in there if you want to just stop it and see what's happening and everything. There's a certain leeway in that. Again, as I said, the problem is like if we're limited to 10 slots per server, then if you're sort of like taking 2 minutes or 3 minutes for a frame just to go through everything, then that's going to take up a lot of bandwidth for our players. So I don't want that to be used quite like that, but there is certainly room to kind of like debug break and just go through a few bits of the actual code at that point. Again, like I think that this is very early in testing, so there's going to be some bugs and glitches. So hopefully not too many, but hopefully it will give you a nice little tool so that you can go and figure out exactly how Micro Machine's kicking your ass and how to beat it. Yeah, not to pick on one, but yeah, I know. I'm willing to kind of like stick up the timeouts for a bit. We'll see. Hopefully it won't come to that. But the problem is if you disconnect completely and like I set the timeout to 10 minutes, then it's going to take 10 minutes before someone else can use that connection to run their bot. But I can certainly set it up. Like I set it to 2 minutes just because it seemed like a reasonable sort of like limit. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll set it to 10 minutes now, and then we can gives you 10 minutes to debug your code. And if you don't manage within 10 minutes, okay, yeah, 10 minutes is fine. Like, we can do 10 minutes. Honestly, if you're taking more than 10 minutes to debug a piece of your code, you need to redesign that piece of your code. I know through experience. So yeah. Anyway, so something that flags the end of the game. So there already is that. So if the bot ends on the host server, then it will automatically free up that frame. But my concern is like if you're debugging a bot and you set a breakpoint and then you want to stop and recompile your code, you just rip down that connection. You don't get that chance to send that end frame slot. But certainly, yes, there is flags being sent at the end of the game and everything to make sure that the slot is freed up at the end of the game. But yeah, I know because I've been using this a fair bit, and oftentimes I'll just say, screw this, I want to recompile and compile this bit. And then you end up like, I've literally taken up 10 slots on the server myself this afternoon while testing. So I don't want that to be a normal use pattern. But we'll see. I may implement some logic to say that a single user can only have one open connection at a time. So that might be a way to do it. So the other thing is there is going to be a area on the website where you can go into your profile and see which users have been testing against your bot and see at what times they do it. This is so you know that if someone is trying to snipe your bot, you can go snipe them back. I haven't designed that on the website yet, so I will be writing that. It probably won't be up immediately on release of the tool, but it will be up next week at some point. So that's a nice little extra thing. Maybe add some nice little extra spice to it. Also, because obviously the way the group drawers work, you get to select which bots go into the other group. So if you see that a bot has been testing lots against your bot, you might want to put it in the other group so it doesn't snipe you. But anyway, I leave those tactics completely up to the bot authors and see where we go from there. But it should be fun. So I'm probably going to sign off pretty soon. Is there any more questions before I run away? Cool. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, if you have any questions or concerns about this, just drop me a line in Discord and we can talk about that. But yeah, doesn't show up on the list. Is it a new bot, Bernie? Or hold on, I can check for you. Oh, creepy bot. Oh, wow, it's back. I like it. So it will show up as a newer bot because it hasn't been specifically authorized this season. But I can set it as active now. Give me 1 second. I'll do that live for you. Oh, that should be activated. Give me 1 second. Oh, I see why. Yeah, so it basically got into a position where, because it's so old, it didn't have a player ID. So because it didn't have a player ID, it's not playing games. I apologize for that. I see the bug. I actually need to write a fix for that because it seems like activating really old bugs. Yes, sorry, ladder is down right now, Raf. I'll get that going again. In just a moment. And a cyclist stream. Yeah, I reset so it's now 400 points, by the way. Just specifically for you. And then you go and lose to additional pylons. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, I don't want to get into a situation where you can't actually face anyone. Like that would be bad. I think at that point it just goes to random and you just face random. So I have also done something yesterday which means that you do actually face the occasional random bot now, which is hopefully going to spice things up a bit. And I know there's a few bots that specifically want to play you but can't get anywhere near. I guess they got to earn that right, though. So yeah, Bunny, the creepy bot should be back up and running now. I'm going to set the ladder going in a second. Sorry, it looks like something's crashed downstairs, so I need to go and do that. Right, is there anything else before I go? Yeah, I know there's low ranked bots, but the good thing is I'm soon going to have a very low ranked bot as well, so I should be able to face you and beat you. And I'm going to put it on AI Arena, just specifically so I can. Oh, you love my confidence about my bots. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Right. Okay, anyway, it looks like I have some bug fixing to do. Yes, GencyBot does. So I'm going to run away and do bug fixing on this software, and then I'll get back to you, and hopefully it'll be all in your hands by the weekend. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully, unless there's any specific thing you need me to do, I will be signing out. So hopefully see you all in the tournament. And make sure you're online if you do qualify for the draw show, because the draw show is a lot of fun and there's a lot of nice banter for it. So it's good. But yeah, so catch you all later.